Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
The mystery of violent death is securely cloaked in a great many curious and unpredictable phenomena. Your local police chief, if he would, could sit before you and unravel such harrowing tales as would congeal your blood. Tales of the living dead. Tales of mental and physical baseness that even he does not like to think of. Experiences he speaks of with others of his profession in awe and wonderment. The weird, unhealthy pranks the human body on occasion plays on its owner are facts that every law enforcement officer anticipates with horror. He knows that sometime in his career he will meet with one of those mysterious, unholy circumstances. He knows this and awaits it with inward trepidation. Dead men who live. Living substance that seemingly is dead. All the unpleasantness that a man of the law keeps to himself. With this preface, we come to Captain Bart Friday and a certain Dr. Croft walking on the sands of an isolated beach late at night on a sparsely inhabited portion of the coastline across the bay from San Francisco. Captain Friday has a beach shack in the village of Holmen, and he has brought Dr. Croft across for a restful weekend.
About a mile to the village, did you say, Captain Friday?
Yeah, rotten walking, too, on a foggy night. Can't see your hand in front of you.
Beautiful moon out tonight. Harvest moon, eh, Captain?
Yeah.
Queer there should be a village on the beach so far from communication. 2 miles from a railway. Not even a road in.
Sort of a summer resort. Only a couple of dozen families stick it out the year around. Regular old mossbacks. They never leave.
Yes, but no road.
Well, they come in from San Francisco by boat.
Do they have phone service?
Yes, after a fashion. That is, the mayor's got a phone, and the rest of the town folk go over to his place if they have to call outside.
So the village of Holmen has a mayor, too, eh?
Oh, very important personage. He's the village doctor, judge, and coroner, as well as mayor.
Bravo. Now, look here, tell me, Captain Friday, how in the world did you ever discover such a place?
I have property over here.
A detective with property.
Well, it's not my fault. It was left to me by a great aunt or something.
Can't I carry the bag for a while?
Oh, no, it's not heavy, Doctor. Besides, you have enough with your medical kit. So why did you bring that along? Nobody ever gets sick over here. Even if they did, old Doc Sims would probably shoot you if you invaded his territory.
Doc Sims? Oh, that's the mayor, eh?
And doctor and coroner. Got a sign out over his gate.
Hello. We don't seem to be the only pebbles on the beach. Villagers?
Don't seem to recognize them.
Probably a couple from the resort.
No. The resort's closed a week ago. Last of the vacation crowd cleared out then. Huh. Girl and a boy.
Yes, they caught sight of us.
Seems to want to join us.
Unless the moonlight's awfully deceptive. That's a mighty pretty girl, Captain.
Yes, isn't she?
Why, she's just a child.
Hey! What are you two doing out here on the beach this time of night?
Queer. Act as though they didn't know whether to answer or run away.
I smell trouble. Come on.
Always the detective.
Hey, just a minute, you two. Why don't you answer when you... Uh-oh. Say, Johnny, supposing you point that gun somewhere else.
Please, Andres.
Do you think this time I miss again, maybe?
Andres, don't. These people are different.
I don't know whether you'll miss or not, but I'll tell you this much. I'm covering your heart. One crazy move out of you, and you'll never have the opportunity to miss again.
If you think maybe you can frighten Andres Ruiz away from this place...
Oh, nothing could have been further from our thoughts.
Well, then why you sneak behind us, in front of us, all around us, huh?
Oh, did we?
Someone did. When we saw you in the moonlight.
Somebody's been trailing you?
Well, something, yes. Andres shot at it twice, but...
Missed, huh?
Or else.
Yes?
There isn't anything that bullets can't hurt, is there?
Oh, who are you anyway? It seems to me you're pretty much of a youngster to be prowling about this lonesome place at night.
You think maybe I'm not good protection for my cousin?
I'm Carmel Ruiz. Andres is taking me to my uncle at Holmen.
Uncle? What's his name?
Mr. Andrew Walters.
Walters? Is that old codger your uncle?
What's the matter with him, I'd like to know?
Say, I know you, Ruiz. You're the boy who arrived at Walter's place last week, aren't you?
See, that is correct.
Kept pretty much to yourself, haven't you? Never down in the village?
I have no business in the village.
You say, Carmel, that Ruiz is your cousin and he's taking you to Walter's. Is Mr. Walters also his uncle?
Of course. You see, I haven't any people. I've been in a convent in the south.
Well, it's funny. You're cousins, and yet one of you speaks good English and the other talks with a distinct accent.
Is it not possible that one branch of the family should live in Mexico and the other branch live in California?
I suppose so. Why the sudden family reunion?
Well, Uncle Andrew's getting old. Andres and I are both all alone in the world, so he asked us to come and live with him. He's lonesome. He needs someone to look after him.
You came by train?
Yes, the 9 o'clock. Andres met me.
Well, as long as we're headed in the same direction, let's continue together. How about it, Captain?
Okay.
Perhaps if we know who you are, we should accept your invitation without so much misgiving.
Oh, quite right. I am Dr. Jamie Croft of San Francisco.
Oh, you're a doctor, eh?
Yes, quite. This is Captain Friday. The captain's a private investigator.
So?
Yeah. Bother you?
No, it does not bother me.
Well, shall we proceed?
Where's your bag, Carmel?
Oh, it came ahead of me on the boat.
How far are we from Holmen now, Captain?
About a quarter of a mile, something like that. Look here, Owie. About that fellow was following you.
See?
You saw him closely enough to take a shot at him. Must have gotten a pretty good look.
Oh, yes.
What did he look like? How was he dressed?
Tall. Tall.
Did you see his face?
No. But he had on a long black robe.
Why? That's odd.
Probably a long overcoat.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it, Andres?
Without a doubt, it was not. It flowed out behind him.
Yeah?
And when the wind whipped it back from his body...
Andres, please. Maybe we were mistaken.
No, there is no mistake.
Come on, what happened when the wind blew the robe aside?
There was a skeleton underneath.
Oh, see here.
A skeleton underneath.
Yes, there was. I saw it 3 or 4 times. It was all white and shiny under the black robe.
Didn't you see his face?
No. He had on some kind of a big black hat.
Wonder what graveyard he escaped from.
You really think that he...
Oh, no, nonsense, child.
What happened when you shot at it?
Nothing, senor. He just flitted away behind the rocks.
And then we'd see him again. Someplace where we wouldn't be expecting him at all.
Queer business.
Imagination. Say, what about...
Look! Look there!
Where? Oh, just someone lying on the beach.
I don't know about that, Captain. Doesn't look natural to me. Sprawled.
Let's have a look. You stay here.
Supposing it's the one we saw.
Wait here with Reese.
Oh, yes. Yes, I wouldn't go near that one.
Come here, quick! Dr. Croft! Something's wrong, all right?
I thought so. Don't look natural.
Lying on his face. Help me turn him over.
Body's still warm. Over. Easy now, easy now.
Hey. It's Doc Sims.
Who?
Doc Sims. You know, mayor, judge, coroner.
Well, Captain, Holmen is going to have a new mayor.
Dead, huh?
Right.
Murder?
Well, offhand, I would say it's a natural death.
Yeah? Well, this is going to be a 7-day sensation. It's the first death in Holmen in 20 years.
Too bad.
Well, we've got a job. I'll hunt around and get a couple of sticks. We can fix up a makeshift stretcher with our coats, and we'll take him up to the morgue.
Morgue?
Sure. Holman's got a morgue. Sims here built it himself. Coroner has to have a morgue, eh?
I see.
2-story concrete building. White tile, everything. Only modern building in Holmen.
The man must have been morbid.
Goofy. Here's a queer twist, too. Old Sims himself will be the first body to use it.
Irony of fate.
Captain Friday, what is it?
We'll be with you in a moment. Dr. Croft, I'll hunt up some poles for the stretcher. You send this girl on with Reese.
All right, Captain. I'll join you in a moment. Louise, you better take your cousin and go on ahead.
Oh, si, senor. The senor is dead.
Yes, he's dead.
Qué lástima.
Yes. You go on ahead now, and Captain Friday and I will arrange to see you in the morning.
Oh, please come. It isn't far, is it, Andres?
Si, it is not far, senor. Nothing is far apart in the village.
Good. Now, don't frighten yourselves. Everything will look much happier in tomorrow's sunshine. Good night.
I'm sure it will. Good night.
Good night, senor.
And so it begins.
Hi, Dr. Croft. Are you coming?
Coming, Captain. You find your poles?
A couple of lengths of driftwood. That'll do. Slip your coat off and run a stick through each sleeve. See? The way I'm doing.
That's ingenious.
Yeah, I guess that'll do. All right, let's lift him on. Over a little. I've got him. All right, down. I'll take the pole at the head. You take the feet.
Quite an efficient stretcher, Captain.
Yeah, good thing we haven't much further to go. Poles are none too strong. All right, up with him.
He's not a heavy man, is he? By the way, Captain, is Holmen proper right on the waterfront?
Yeah, most of the houses front right on the beach. The one street runs back up the hill at right angles to the beach and a few scattered houses back on the hill.
This is a pitiful business. Having to break the news to the relatives?
Not in this case. No relatives to notify.
Oh, really? He lives alone, eh?
Yep. Neighbor woman did his housework, cooked his meals at her place, and carried them over on a tray. Straightened up the place once a week.
Recluse?
Yeah, mighty near. Want to rest?
No. Doing very nicely.
Yeah. Doc Sims didn't like folks much.
Any enemies?
Just old Andy Walters.
The uncle of Carmel and Ruiz?
Mm-hmm. Same fellow. Nobody likes him, though. Mean old skinflint.
Just a general dislike between them?
No, something deeper. They hated each other like poison. Some kind of feud. There's a light in Walters' place up ahead right now.
What was this trouble between Sims and Walters?
Oh, you know how it is. Two biggest frogs in this puddle. Both of them have money. Between them, they own practically all the land in this part of the country.
Rivalry, eh?
Yeah. Sims here had the edge, though. Just about ran the village. Everyone, that is, except Walters.
Is that why you ask if it were murder?
Not particularly. Being a detective, I guess I'm naturally suspicious.
I see.
We're running into Holmen's main and only street. See that white building up there?
Obviously.
That's the morgue.
Aren't we liable to have the whole village tagging after us?
Hardly. Must be 10:30. Everyone's been asleep an hour.
I forgot we'd gone rural. Sidewalks and everything, eh?
Yeah, we better stick to the street, though. Boards in the walk are rotten. Liable to go through and break your neck if you don't know where to walk.
Rather harsh aspersions to cast on the administration, Captain.
Yeah? Well, he won't mind. We're carrying the administration, and he's dead.
Oh, who lives in that square box yonder ahead of us?
Oh, that's Sims' place. Come on, we'll cut through this lot. Shortest way to the morgue.
Good-looking structure. Quite modern. You say it never had a corpse in it?
Nope. Oh, by the way, we'll have to go into Sims' pockets for the key to the place.
I'll leave that activity to you.
Okay. Well, this is it. Let your end down.
There.
Here's the keys.
You know which one?
Oh, can't miss. This is the only door in town with a Yale lock on it.
Wonderful. Electric lights.
Oh, sure. There we are, all right. Now, let's go. Slab's in the back room.
Nice introduction to Holmen, I must say. First place I visit is the morgue.
All right. Lower it to the floor while I open the door and snap on the lights. Little light while we...
Captain Friday, look.
Hey, a body on the slab.
I thought you said nobody ever died in Holmen.
Another body on the slab.
Interesting corpse, too.
Yeah?
Yes, he's been shot through the heart.
Captain Friday brought Dr. Croft to the isolated village of Holmen across the bay from San Francisco for a weekend. A quiet weekend. But first they find an hysterical girl and boy, Carmel and Andres Ruiz. Then they find a corpse on the beach. They take the body to the village morgue, and on the slab is a second body. A body with a bullet hole through its heart.
Shot through the heart. You know who he is, Captain?
Let me have a look. Yeah, sure. That's Rich Hartley's half-wit boy.
Village half-wit.
Half-wit boy shot through the heart. Now, isn't that interesting?
See here, Captain. That's murder, pure and simple.
Yeah. Are you still certain old Sims here died a natural death?
You think there's a connection?
I can't see any reason why Holmen should go along deathless for 20 years.
What in blazes?
Girl screaming. She's coming this way. Come on.
What this place needs is a police department.
It's that Carmel girl. She's running down the road.
Yes, with her cousin right after her. Better get out and stop her. She's insane with fear.
I'm gonna have to shoot that Ruiz guy yet.
Not yet.
He's dead. He's dead. I can't bear it.
Stop it, Carmel. Stop crying like that.
Santa Maria. It is you, Senor Doctor. Hold that Carmel. She's go crazy.
Now, see here, Ruiz. Stop waving your arms like a madman. You'll frighten the child into hysteria.
Me, I have frightened. But, Senor, I was only saving Carmel from destroying herself in the ocean.
Yeah, we saw you chasing her, waving your arms, yelling.
If you haven't frightened her, then what has?
Oh, I forgot you do not know.
He's dead. He's dead.
Who's dead?
The Senor Walters, my uncle.
What? Walters, too?
See, it is true. With a rope about his neck in his room.
You mean hanged, Andres? What's going on in this place? Captain, is there anyone we can question?
Sim's housekeeper, old lady Parsons. The lights on in her house. That screaming and yelling's probably waking the whole neighborhood.
Good. Ruiz, take Carmel to Miss Parsons and then join us at your uncle's place.
Of a certainty.
Where's your uncle's body?
In his room.
Where's his room?
It is the second floor front. The door, it is open.
Miss Ruiz, we understand what a shock this is, but try to get hold of yourself.
Take her along, Ruiz.
Beastly. Utterly beastly.
Let's get up there, Croft. It may not be too late yet.
Set the pace. I'll follow.
This is the place. The door's open in this way.
Second floor, he said. Running's certainly not my forte.
Yeah. Here's the stairs.
Right behind you.
Right.
Careful. Darker than a coal bin.
That's better. Lights on upstairs.
He said the front room. Must be down that way.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
You got a sharp knife?
Yeah. There's a lot of Boy Scout in me.
Joe. Most unpleasant.
They're right in here. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. Look here, Doctor.
He's been cut down and left lying on the bed.
Say, what kind of a show's going on here anyway?
He's past our help, Captain.
Yeah. I can see that.
What do we do now?
Get him over to the morgue, I suppose. The girl Carmel won't want to come near the place as long as he's here.
Exactly. Now, this is a light cut. Now, suppose we leave the body as it is and carry the whole thing down to the morgue.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Don't touch it any more than you can help. There might be fingerprints.
Thinking of clues, eh?
That's right. It can't be a natural death, a murder, and a suicide in a town of 30 people all in one night without something being the matter.
That would be stretching coincidence, all right. Ready?
Let's go. I'm sorry about all this, Dr. Croft. I promised you a quiet weekend. If I'd had any idea that everybody in Holmen was going to die tonight... Now, here, we go down these stairs.
Apology accepted. What do you make of it?
Well, if you want my idea, somebody's committing a nuisance.
That's a king-size understatement.
No! Hey!
Hold it! Hold it!
Tripped over the stairs carpet. Watch your step. It's loose and it skids.
I'm watching. So you think there's a definite connection between these three deaths?
You're darn tootin'.
Well, in that case, we'd better have a closer look at Dr. Sims.
That's our first job.
The autopsy may disclose something of vital interest.
Yeah. Easy now. Cot'll slide through the door.
So far, so good. Now, down the steps.
Rickety old house. Glad to get out of it.
Look at the lights. Everybody in town seems to be awake.
That means the whole population will be out to know what it's all about. One person's business is everyone's business in a place of this size.
Naturally.
If we step along, though, we may make it to the morgue before the population gets into its pants.
I suppose it's too much to hope that they won't annoy Carmel Ruiz tonight. That child needs to be left alone.
The thing to do is to shove this body in with the rest. Lock up, and go over and get her.
Get her?
Yeah. And take her and her husband down to my shack. I have plenty of room.
Oh, yeah.
You can look after her then, and we'll lock up the busybodies out.
I quite approve, but that will involve you directly in the case.
Involve me? I'm in it up to my neck right now. So are you, whether you realize it or not.
You're keen to get to the bottom of it, hmm?
Wouldn't miss it.
Well, as a matter of fact, so am I. No end. Now what?
You know, they've been trying to elect me constable of Holmen ever since I came over here. I've been putting them off. Now I think I'll accept the nomination.
Well, it would give you an official standing.
That's the idea. Give me a chance to go after the guilty guy right. Well, here we are back again. Oh, I shouldn't have left the door open.
Hardly matters, I suppose.
Probably not. Right inside.
I saw a shelf of fresh sheets. Yes, there they are.
We'll cover up all three and call it a night. Hello, Doctor. Look here. Somebody's been visiting our morgue.
My word.
Must have gone through Doc Sims' pockets. They've turned him on his face.
Most peculiar. He's lying crumpled up just as we found him on the sand.
Doctor, I don't mind telling you this sort of thing gives me the shivers.
Shall we turn him back?
Why bother? I'll cover him up and... Say, what do you suppose he had in his pockets anyone would want?
Money?
Nobody carries money over here. Haven't any place to spend it.
Keys, then?
That's it. Keys. Well, they didn't get them. Good thing I took them off him.
Gives Sims' death a decided flavor of murder, doesn't it?
Doesn't add up. Doc Sims and the Hartley boy dead. Walter's a suicide.
Captain, if someone wanted to rifle Sims' pockets, why didn't they do it out on the beach where we picked him up?
Maybe we arrived on the scene too soon.
That's an idea.
There. Well, that's the best we can do for them tonight. Come on, I'll lock up and go over to old lady Parsons.
Grisly atmosphere, this morgue. Imagine erecting one in your backyard.
Go ahead, Doctor. I'll lock up.
Good.
Yeah, that's that. Doctor, I had a funny feeling when I saw Sims just now. Change in position. Can't get it off my mind. Well, old lady Parsons' house is this way.
It might have been the final relaxing of certain muscles.
You're sure he's dead, all right?
Oh, as dead as anyone will ever be. I say, Captain, don't dwell on the thought. It's bad enough as it is.
3 deaths in one night is bad enough, all right. But when one of the bodies is moved, and another moves itself...
What in the world are you talking about, Captain?
As far as I'm concerned, that moving of Sims' body is the most important thing that's happened. You know, Doctor, if somebody stepped out in front of me and said, boo now, I'd go higher than a kite.
Nerves, my dear fellow, all nerves.
Yeah. Oh, here's the place. Ruiz, I thought I told you to meet us over at your uncle's house.
Oh, but it was not possible. My cousin Carmel, she was so much afraid.
Where is she now?
Upstairs.
Has she been put to bed?
How is it possible? 5 or 6 women are with her.
Scandal mongers at work already.
Oh, bad. Andres, shall I go up and see what I can do, Captain?
Okay, go ahead. If you need any help, call out.
I think I can take care of things.
But where can you take her?
I'm taking you and your cousin over to my place for the night. Dr. Croft will be able to look after her then.
Oh, thank you, senor. It is a great worry off my shoulders.
Yeah. Say, Ruiz, have you been outside?
I do not understand.
Outside, over to the morgue, for instance.
But I assure you, senor...
I don't want to be assured. Have you or haven't you?
But I tell you...
Gail. Now, you just lean on me.
Oh, they're coming down.
We'll have you in a place where you can sleep in a jiffy.
Got her, huh, Doctor?
Oh, please.
Easy. Now, Ruiz, supposing you support her from the other side.
I'm all right.
Of course. Now then, we're ready.
If only we didn't have to go by the morgue.
Well, now, supposing you just close your eyes. We'll guide you, and you'll never know when we're passing it.
It's only a couple of blocks to my place.
Oh, this is most distressing. Death all around us. Look! El Diablo!
In heaven's name, Captain, what's that?
The sheet. He's wearing the sheet around him.
Did you see his face, Captain? Did you see it?
Yes, Croft. That's our dead man, Doc Sims, going down the road ahead of us.
Old Doc Sims has risen from his cold marble slab in the morgue to walk the streets of Holmen. Then dead men do prowl. Or do they? The second episode of Dead Men Prowl, entitled The Prowler at Work, will come to you next week at the same hour. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
The village of Holmen, isolated little beach resort on the Marin County coast, 2 miles from the nearest railway and 5 miles from the only road, has for transportation facilities only commercial tugs and private sailboats, which ply between San Francisco and its one rickety pier at varied intervals. There are perhaps 30 permanent residents in Holmen. This late in the season, all the summer residents are gone, and the resort hotel is closed. And to this out-of-the-way nook, Captain Bart Friday has brought Dr. Jamie Croft for a quiet weekend. But it was anything but quiet. Let Captain Friday tell it.
Well, first, we found Carmel and Andres Ruiz, cousins, on the beach, frightened by what they called a skeleton parading in a long cloak. Carmel and Andres are niece and nephew of Andrew Walters, one of the 2 rich men of Holmen. Next, we found the body of old Doc Sims on the beach. Sims was the village's other rich man. Apparently, he died of natural causes. Doc Sims, among other things, was coroner of Holmen, and at his own expense had erected a tiny modern morgue. To date, the morgue had never had a victim. But on carrying Sims to the concrete structure, we discovered on the slab the body of the village half-wit, murdered. But that wasn't all.
No, that wasn't all. In fact, it was just the beginning. For on top of everything else, Carmel and Andres found the body of their uncle, Andrew Walters, hanging in his room. 3 deaths in one night, and Holmen hadn't had a death for 20 years. And then to add a dash of macabre to the mystery, who should Captain Friday and Dr. Croft see walking in the moonlight ahead of them but one of the bodies they had just locked in the morgue? At the moment, Dr. Croft and Carmel Ruiz are at Captain Friday's cottage.
Now, Mr. Ruiz, sit down on this little footstool, right up close to the fire. You must get over this fit of shivering, you know.
I'm so cold, Dr. Croft. If maybe I had something hot to drink.
That's a splendid idea. Now, you sit here close by the fire with this blanket around you, and I'll rummage about in the kitchen and see if I can't make some coffee.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Now, Mr. Ruiz.
Please, won't you call me Carmel? Miss Ruiz makes me feel so lonesome.
You look like a very small infant huddled up in that blanket.
I'm 18.
Oh, quite. Now then, I'm going to see about that coffee.
Dr. Croft? Dr. Croft?
Hello? What's up?
Dr. Croft, how could a dead body be walking down the road?
Now, see here. Didn't I tell you you weren't to think anything more about that?
I can't think of anything else.
Now, here, let me take your hands. Ice cold. Now, this will never do. The coffee's on. Supposing I sit down here beside you and hold these cold hands. Oh, in a very professional manner. And then we'll talk.
That was the worst of all. Dead man walking around. Everything else was bad enough. The skeleton that followed us on the beach. My uncle hanging. Oh, why doesn't Andres and the captain come back?
They'll be here presently.
I don't think they should have followed the Dr. Sims.
Tell me, Carmel, tell me something about yourself, your childhood.
There isn't very much.
Oh, there must be a great many things.
Mostly I've been with other girls in the convent. I was very little when I went there. Hardly 6.
You've been under the care of the convent since you were 6?
That was when Mother died. I don't remember Father at all.
But you've had some very happy years, it would seem to me.
Oh, yes, they were so good to me. But I did want someone of my very own. Family, the same as other girls.
Quite naturally.
And so when Uncle Andrew sent for me... You see, I didn't even know I had an uncle until he sent for me.
Queer business.
Oh, but I was happy. I came just as quickly as I could. Then when I got off the train on this side of the bay, there was Andres.
And you discovered that you had not only an uncle, but likewise a cousin, eh?
A real family. Then it all started. All these terrible things.
Now, see here, you're not going to tremble anymore. See how warm your hands are getting.
Oh.
Hello? Here comes Captain Friday and your cousin.
Hello, Doctor.
Here we are.
Oh, please, Carmel, is everything all right? You see, it was necessary I go with Captain Friday, or I would not have gone.
Did you catch him?
Aye, we have found nothing. Almost we have come to conclusion that we have made mistake.
Well, make yourself comfortable, Andres.
I'm making coffee out in the kitchen. Now, if you'll come along and show me where you keep things, Captain.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Any luck at all, Captain Friday?
No, not much. Nothing about this thing makes sense. It's beginning to give me the jitters.
Fancy that.
Well, fancy all you like, but that was Doc Sims that went down the road ahead of us.
But Doc Sims is dead. We placed his body in the morgue.
Yes, I know that.
Oh, how can you be certain? Did you catch him?
No. But we went back to the morgue and had another look.
I see.
Yeah. I didn't care about that either.
My word. Don't tell me that the great detective Captain Friday has nerves.
Oh. We went back and had a look in the morgue. Doc Sims' body was gone.
But does that necessarily mean that the body got up and walked off?
Well, what else does it mean? We saw it leaving.
Still, you might consider the theory that someone hid the body and then dressed to look like Sims.
But I saw his face. And I know Doc Sims' face when I see it.
Well, what do you think?
That the coffee's done. And if you get more cups and spoons, we'll give our guests a hot drink and put them to bed.
That was a good idea, bringing Carmel and Andres here.
Yeah. Now, somehow I've got a notion they're going to play a pretty important part in this thing before it's finished.
Ah? You think it isn't finished?
Oh, not by a jugful. Rich Hartley's half-wit son shot to death. Andy Walters hanged. Doc Sims starts walking around after dropping dead. I'll say it's not the end.
Doc Sims' body is the only one that has moved?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Captain, what about informing Mr. Hartley about his son's death?
I've had enough tonight. The morning will do just as well. Grab the coffee pot, Doctor. Let's go back to the front room.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to minimize everything before Carmel?
Yeah. Yes, too bad about her. Attractive youngster.
She's 18.
Yeah? She doesn't look it.
You can't always tell, Captain. You can't always tell.
Coffee served.
Come now, Carmel. You'll have a cup. And then we're going to tuck you into bed and see that you get a good night's rest.
Oh, please. I don't think I could sleep.
Of course you will. I guarantee it. Snug as a mess of puppies.
And just to make sure, I'm going to give you the bedroom that hangs out over the beach. When the tide's in, the water laps right up under your windowsill. That'll rock you to sleep.
It might help.
But, Senor Captain, supposing it should lap over the windowsill.
I'll never ask so far, fella.
But is it not possible?
Perhaps, Carmel, to satisfy your cousin Andres, you should wear a bathing suit to bed in place of pajamas.
Oh, you're all so friendly. Would have been wonderful to know you all if...
Well, for me, I think it is wonderful to find so good friends in this trouble.
Yeah, we'll pull you out of it, okay? You just forget about it and let us do the worrying.
No, it is my burden, and I shall not forget my part of it. Still, it is very good to know that one has friends. You know, these people in Holmen, they have not been very friendly. I do not know why. Perhaps because I do not speak English very well.
Yeah, Morse backs. Don't like anything that's different.
Well, 3 deaths in one night aren't going to set very well with them either, I'm afraid.
I'll say it won't. I'll be buzzing like a hatful of bees by morning. Coffee make you feel better, Carmel?
Queer. I do feel like sleeping.
Sleepy, eh? Captain, where is this room?
Clear at the back. Right down to the end of the hall. And I'll show you.
Ready, Carmel?
Well, all right. Good night, Andres.
You wait here, Andres. We'll get your cousin settled and be right back.
See, I will wait. Good night, Carmel.
We brought all your personal effects from your uncle's. You'll find them in the room.
You're all so good.
This it, Captain?
Yeah, that's right. Here you are, Miss Ruiz.
Please don't call me Miss Ruiz. I prefer Carmel.
All right. Carmel it is.
And I think the room's beautiful.
Hey, look. Come into the window. See how close the ocean is? Looks friendly, doesn't it? Hello? What's that?
What is it, Captain?
Tugboats pulling into the wharf. You can see the searchlight.
Is that unusual?
Yeah. Never heard of it before. Not at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, probably some citizen of Holmen anxious to get back home from San Francisco tonight.
No. Holmen residents don't go to the city.
Perhaps a delivery boat with supplies for the store.
This time of night?
Oh, well, we're keeping Carmel up. When you're ready, knock on the door and crawl into bed. Then I'll come in and give you something to make you sleep. Don't want you tossing and fretting.
Thank you, Dr. Croft.
Good night, Carmel.
Good night, Captain.
Now, Doctor, I have a notion to go down to the wharf.
Everything seems to be taking on a sinister hue for you tonight.
Yeah. Why shouldn't it?
Oh, what is it now? Something else?
Nothing at all, Andres. The captain saw a tugboat landing down at the wharf, and he's just wondering about it.
There are too many coincidences taking place tonight.
Hardly call them coincidences, Captain. I never saw a more unrelated set of circumstances.
Of course they're related.
Really? Well, I can't see it myself. Now, what relation is there between Doc Sims falling dead on the beach and Andrew Waters hanging himself in his home?
The 2 rich men of Holmen dead on the same night. That's enough for me.
But what's the relationship between them and the village half-wit we found in the morgue shot through the heart?
The mere fact that there hasn't been a death in Holmen for 20 years, and then suddenly there are 3 deaths. That smells like plenty of trouble.
Yes, I suppose it does. But where does the skeleton in the moonlight, seen by Andres here in Carmel, enter the picture? And what has all this to do with Dr. Sims' body wandering about after we've definitely locked him up in the morgue?
Not so fast, Doctor. Let's take them one at a time.
Dr. Croft.
Carmel is calling.
All right, you may come in, Dr. Croft.
You'll excuse me, please. I just put a drop of sedative in the child's coffee, but I want to give her one more tablet to be certain she sleeps.
Okay, go right ahead, Doctor. Andres, tell me something about your uncle. How was he acting before you left the house tonight?
My, what a nice lot of hair. Didn't let you cut it in the convent, I see.
No, Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to open this window. The salt air will make you sleep like a top. The sound of the waves will lull you. Seems to be stuck. There it is. There. Doesn't that sound good?
Oh, yes.
Now sit up and take this tablet. And here's a glass of water. Just enough to get the tablet down.
It's down.
Good girl. Now then, lie down. You going to be warm enough?
Oh, yes.
Well, that's all right then. I'm going to make the captain give me the room right next to you. There's a door in between. And I'll leave the transom open. If you want anything, just call.
Thank you. That way I won't feel so frightened.
No, of course not. There's nothing to be frightened of, child. Good night now. I'll snap out the light as I leave.
Good night.
Well, that seems to settle that pretty well.
I assure you, Captain Friday, it is everything I know about my uncle.
Yeah? I'd say there were a lot of things you haven't found out yet. Oh. Got your patient settled, Doctor?
Yes. Carmel will sleep.
Seems to me I promised you a restful weekend. I intended having you lie down all day Saturday and Sunday just listening to the ocean. Wait. What was that?
Oh, I say, Captain, you do have the jumps.
Didn't you hear it? Something on the porch.
Could it be the walking body?
Oh, come now.
There. Didn't you hear it?
Rather. What do you suppose?
Quiet.
Well, if it's old Doc Sims' body, it hasn't forgot its manners.
Manners?
Yes, open the door and let the corpse walk in.
In the weekend cottage of Captain Friday in the isolated village of Holmen, the girl Carmel has been given a sedative and put to bed by Dr. Croft. The three men, Croft, Captain Friday, and the girl's cousin, Andres Ruiz, were discussing the three deaths of the evening when there came a knock on the door. A midnight visitor.
Is it Dr. Sims' body?
Has the decency to rap before entering anywhere.
I will hold my gun on the door.
Oh, nonsense.
Just the same, keep it handy, Andres.
For certainty.
Shall I do the honors, Captain?
I'll answer it. You keep back out of the way. Well?
Oh, please. Have you a room where we could stay tonight?
A room? Well, this isn't a hotel.
I told you how it would be. Come on, Gail.
Oh, I say, Captain, how about having them in for a few moments anyway?
What's going on here tonight anyway? Okay, come on in. Follow the doctor into the front room.
Of course, if we're not wanted.
Oh, it's okay. Come on in. Oh, drop your bags there in the corner.
Right in here. Well, where did you two drop from? Both of you look badly done up.
We are. But may I introduce myself? I'm Gail Stanley, and this is my brother Martin.
Delighted. And I am Dr. Jamie Croft, and this is Captain Bart Friday, who's your host. And here is Mr. Andres Ruiz, the guest.
How do you do?
Where did you two say you came from?
From the south.
You see, when we heard that our uncle had died here in Holmen...
What's that?
Well, he did die, didn't he?
Who?
Well, our uncle. Isn't Dr. Sims dead?
Well, my dear child, but who sent you word that Dr. Sims was dead?
Well, it was just signed a friend.
When did you get it?
The messenger boy got me out of bed at 3 o'clock this morning. Said Dr. Sims had died suddenly and we should come immediately.
Funny you should get the message this morning when he didn't die until sometime this evening.
What? Oh, how horrible.
Got the telegram with you?
You have, haven't you, Martin?
Yes, of course. Just a minute. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, it's authentic, all right. You two came over on that tug we saw a few minutes ago, I suppose.
Why, yes. We came just as fast as we could. You see, the message said for us to hurry.
Uh-huh.
We thought there'd be a hotel, someplace we could stay tonight, but there wasn't a single light in the whole town except in this house.
Yes, that's the reason we came here.
And quite properly, too. Well, how about it, Captain? You enough beds?
I suppose so. There are 2 bedrooms with twin beds and the lounge in Carmel's room.
Just a minute. I want to get this straight. Dr. Sims is dead, isn't he?
Well, what's wrong? He is, isn't he?
Say, Gail, there's something queer here.
You don't know the half of it, brother.
Well, why don't you tell us? Is he dead or isn't he?
Yes. Yes, he's dead, all right.
Well, then?
Yes, he's dead. But he doesn't seem to know it.
What do you mean?
Now, see here. I think the best thing to do is for us all to get a good night's rest and then tomorrow thrash this whole business out.
But if there's something we should know about...
Nothing that won't keep until the morning. Now then, Captain Friday permitting, I'm going to assign sleeping quarters.
Go right ahead, Doctor.
Then I suggest that Miss Stanley take the couch in Carmel's room.
Oh, I wouldn't disturb
anyone.
anyone.
No, you won't disturb anyone. The girl who's a cousin of Mr. Ruiz here is already asleep. Now then, I'll take the next room so that I'll be close by in case Carmel grows restless.
Is she ill?
No, but she's had a most distressing evening. Andres, supposing you occupy the second bed in my room.
With pleasure.
That will put you, Mr. Stanley, with Captain Friday in the bedroom on the other side of the hall.
If it isn't an imposition.
Well, how about it, Captain?
As good as any. I'll get extra bedding for the couch.
Well, please, if you'll just give me the bedding, I'll make it up.
Okay, Miss Stanley. I'll leave everything just outside the door.
Please, I too have had a hard day. You would excuse me if I should retire?
Run along, Andres.
Please then, good night.
Good night. Second door to the right, you know. Now, how about you, Mr. Stanley?
I'm dog-tired, all right, but I would like to know something about this business of my uncle.
Please, Mr. Stanley, in the morning.
Right. Where's the room I'm to share with Captain Friday?
Right down the hallway, son. I'll show you the room. I'll be right back, Miss Stanley.
Night, sis. Queer business all around, all this bother.
No bother in the least. Right in here. I think you'll find it comfortable.
Thank you.
Not at all. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, here you are, Captain. You have Miss Stanley in tow, I see.
Oh, we're making so much trouble.
Oh, forget it. Wait until you see the sort of hotcakes I turn out for breakfast. Now then, here's plenty of covers.
Oh, yes, plenty.
Well, I guess that's everything.
Will the light bother the other girl?
Oh, not in the least. She won't awaken.
Then good night.
If you need anything, just call out.
Well, I'm certain I won't.
Good night.
Oh, it'll be good to get out of these clothes. One slipper. And 2 slippers. Oh, dear, another runner. Quaint old-fashioned room. Perfectly darling. Just imagine sleeping on the edge of the ocean.
Hello. Who are you?
Oh, I've wakened you. I'm sorry.
No, I've been awake.
Really? I'm afraid you're just being kind.
You're a friend of Captain Friday.
No, we're total strangers. I'm Gail Stanley. Captain Friday was good enough to put Martin and me up for the night.
Martin?
Yes, he's my little brother.
Little?
Well, he's 22.
Oh. I'm Carmel Ruiz.
You're sleepy, child. I'll turn out the light.
Oh, no, you're not finished undressing.
Well, I can easily finish in the dark.
I'm glad you're here. I mean, sleeping in here with me.
But that's awfully generous.
Not really. I feel a lot safer now.
Safer? Well, what's there to be afraid of?
Then you don't know?
There, you're getting yourself wide awake. I'm going to turn out the light and crawl in. I need sleep terribly.
Honey, I feel awfully drowsy in spite of everything.
There. Oh, my, but a bed feels good. Imagine going to sleep to the sound of waves.
Isn't very dark, is it? With the moon coming in.
It's simply enchanting. What? That's strange.
What?
That shadow. Didn't you see it cross the room?
What? Why, no.
Huh. Queer. I guess it was my imagination. Well, good night.
Good night, Gail.
I can just feel myself unwind. Uh-oh. Huh. Who's there?
What is it?
Shh. There's someone at the window.
Oh, please. Call Captain Friday. Don't let it get in.
Be quiet. Wait.
We mustn't. We mustn't, I tell you.
Listen.
There. Don't you hear it? Don't you?
Yes, of course. What is it? It sounds like bones rattling.
That's what it is. Bones rattling. It's the skeleton. It's after me. It's after me.
Skeleton? Oh, that's silly. It's probably the wind blowing the shutters. Of course there's some explanation.
Oh, no.
Carmel, you're just nervous. Look, supposing I come and get in bed with you. Would that help?
But you said yourself there was someone.
Well, I shouldn't have. It was just that I heard the noise, and I was startled for a minute.
Would you come and sleep with me?
Of course. That big bed looks absolutely luxurious.
I feel kind of lost in it. So big.
Our grandmother slept in beds like this. Oh, marvelous. Old-fashioned feather bed.
You don't think it was the skeleton?
Say, what in the world are you talking about, Carmel? What skeleton?
The one that followed Andres and me on the beach tonight.
Why, I never heard of such a thing.
I never did either until I came to Holmen. But it did.
You mean just a bare skeleton?
No, it was wearing a cloak. A long black cloak. It had a huge black hat pulled down over its face.
But if it was covered, well, how do you know it
Because the wind blew the cloak back and there it was.
And you think it's come here now?
That's what I thought.
Do these people, I mean Captain Friday and Dr. Croft, know about it?
Yes.
What did they say?
They didn't say anything. But I know they think we were mistaken.
Oh, of course you were. Skeletons don't walk around. You're old enough to know that. Hush. Listen.
It isn't a shudder at all. You can tell it isn't.
Well, if it's a skeleton, he's certainly giving himself a good shaking.
Miss Stanley, get back in bed. What are you going to do?
I'm going to see what's outside the window.
Please. Please don't go near the window. Please.
Nonsense.
You mustn't. 3 people have already been murdered and...
What did you say?
It's true. Please keep away from the window.
Did you say 3 persons were murdered?
I don't know. But they've died. There it is again.
You stay in bed. I'm going to have a look.
Please. Please.
I'll only be a minute.
Come back. Please come back.
Oh, no! Let go of her throat! Captain Friday! Andres! He's dragging her out of the window! He's dragging her out of the window!
So already the new arrivals, Gail and Martin Stanley, have been dragged into the evil which is afoot in Holmen. 3 dead. Andrew Walters, rich man, hanged. Doc Sims, mayor, coroner, and second rich man, dead of natural causes. And third, the half-wit boy, shot through the heart. One of the bodies on the prowl, and the skeleton of still another, keeping a close and menacing guard over Captain Friday's cottage. Listen next week to Chapter 3 of Dead Men Prowl, which is entitled The Dead Do Walk at Night. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
Three men have been killed in the tiny isolated village of Holmen, across the bay from San Francisco. 3 killed and a corpse on the prowl. The corpse of one of the dead men. For at least 2 people have seen Doc Sims prowling about the street after his body was carried to the morgue. Dr. Jamie Croft had gone to Holmen as a weekend guest of Captain Friday. On the beach, they had found Holmen's mayor coroner, Doc Sims, dead. At the morgue, they found the village half-wit, Rich Hartley, on the marble slab, shot through the heart. And finally, Andres and Carmel Ruiz, cousins, had found their uncle, Andrew Walters, hanged in his home. Doc Sims and Walters were the 2 rich men of Holmen. Captain Friday, you take up the story here.
Holmen had not had a death for 20 years, and 3 sudden deaths roused my interest. With Dr. Croft, I took Andres and Carmel to my beach cottage. In the middle of the night, a launch docked at the village, and 2 more people entered the picture. They were Gail Stanley and her brother, Martin, niece and nephew of Doc Sims. They'd been called from their home in Santa Barbara by a telegram announcing Doc Sims' death. But the telegram had been sent while Sims was still alive.
There were 3 bedrooms in Captain Friday's cottage. The 2 girls were put in one, and suddenly, under their open window, came the strange, terrifying rattling of bones. Carmel thought it was the skeleton. Against the younger girl's warning, Gail Stanley went to the window.
Please. Oh, please don't go near the window. Please.
But Gail refused to heed Carmel. She leaned out.
Let go of her throat! Andres! Captain Friday! He's pulling her out of the window!
Carmel, my cousin, have you gone mad?
Oh, Andres, the skeleton's got him. It came to my window.
Son of perdition, where is everyone?
I don't know. Outside the window.
Oh, Mike, who was that screaming?
Dr. Croft. Captain Friday, the skeleton's got Gail.
Got Gail Stanley?
And dragged her out of the window. Had her by the neck.
My word.
Come with me, Doctor. You got a gun?
I'll get along very nicely.
Andres, watch after your cousin.
Si, senor.
Here we are. Gail Stanley's gone, all right.
Pulled her out of the window. Captain, let's go through the window. He or it can't get very far carrying a 110-pound girl.
Yeah. The moon's still good. Should be able to follow. Easy now.
I'm down, Captain. Come on.
Stand to one side. There. You see anything, Dr. Croft?
Not a soul in sight.
Be careful where you step, Doctor. There'll be footprints.
Right.
I don't see any. Oh, yeah, here they are.
Which way?
Seem to lead around the house and up on the grass, out of the sand.
I see. You have a match, Captain?
Yeah, better than that. A flashlight.
Right. You notice anything about these footprints, Captain?
I'll be a son of a gun. Nobody carrying a girl in his arms would make that sort of a track.
Not likely. But what did he do with her?
Might have dumped her in the ocean.
Well, in that case, the tracks would lead to the edge of the surf.
Well, let's have a look. He could have strangled her and thrown her in.
And that would be the end of Gail Stanley. And the tide's right, too, to carry her out to sea.
No tracks going down to the ocean.
Just a minute, Captain.
Girl kidnapped from my own house and murdered. A fine reputation I'll have.
Captain Friday. Here, right under the window. Get down and dig sand like you've never dug before.
You go nuts.
Captain, if you value a human life...
What's that? You mean the girl's buried here?
Oh, faster, man, faster. She can't be very, very deep.
Yeah. Couldn't have had much time.
Diabolical. Here she is. I've uncovered her feet.
Well, keep at it.
Her head's where you're digging.
Yeah. Here, give me a hand.
Ghastly. Oh, the poor child.
Don't stop to sympathize. Get the sand off her body.
Righto.
Is she dead?
Well, I don't know yet. There. I think we can pull her out.
Yeah.
Easy. Careful now. Careful. There. Now, lay her down. I want to see about her heart.
What's the verdict?
Oh, splendid. Her heart's still beating strong. Her respiration's weak.
Buried her alive. Of all the terror.
Now, I'm going to give her a few artificial respiration measures to force the air out of her lungs. Watch closely how I do it, so that you can believe me if it takes longer than I think. Now, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, Captain Friday? Press, release. Press, release. Forces the air out. The lungs automatically refill with fresh air. It's a crude first aid method, but it's working.
Lucky we found her when we did.
Another 10 minutes, it would have been too late. Wet sand packed around her face.
That's one up for you, Doctor. I can't figure out yet how you knew she was buried there.
The fact that the man didn't carry her away was the first tip. And I noticed that wet, pyramid-like stain against the side of the house. Evidently, this amateur gravedigger threw the sand against the house.
Yeah, I missed it altogether. Fine detective I turned out to be. Well, what next?
Then I noticed the sand had been disturbed. We can be thankful the sand was wet.
That's smart work, Doctor. I gotta hand it to you. How's the girl?
Doing well. It's going to be all right.
Look here, have you got my sister out there?
Is that you, Stanley?
Yes.
Where are you?
Leaning out of the window right above you. Is that Gail?
Yeah, what about it?
What's the matter with her? What are you doing to her?
Supposing you climb out the window and find out.
No. You can do better than that. Go and tell Carmel and Andres to put a pot of coffee on. She'll need something hot.
But see here, what's the matter?
Do as you're told, fella.
But first, toss a blanket out of the window. We're bringing her in now.
Here, Stanley, we want a blanket.
I heard.
And do what you're told, and hurry.
Well, you don't need to snap my head off.
She's breathing regularly now. It's going to be all right.
Here's the blanket. Catch.
All right. Now go tell Carmel and Andres.
Hadn't I better help?
Say, listen here, Stanley.
Oh, all right. And if I dump this...
Spread the blanket out and help me lift the girl onto it.
Okay. How's that?
Good. Take her legs. Now, there's plenty of hot water, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, we'll want to get hot backs on her. She's thoroughly chilled, poor child. There. That'll do. Now, can we carry her together?
I can carry her alone. Up with it. We'll go around and come in the front door.
Well, have it your own way. I'll go ahead with the flash.
Okay, you lead the way. Yeah, that poor kid. Well, keep away from those footprints, Doctor. I want to give him a closer look in the morning.
Good idea, Captain. Look here. I think we'd better reassign rooms for the rest of the night. Neither of the girls will be willing to go back to their room.
Don't blame them.
Well, naturally. Supposing, then, you and I take the girls' room. We'll let Andres and young Stanley get along as best they can, and we'll put Carmel and Gail in my room. The windows are high and small. No one likely to get in them unnoticed. We can lock the door into the hallway, and the door opening between the two bedrooms will be an added protection for them in case of emergency.
Oh, that's okay.
Can you get in the door with her?
Yeah. Get in sideways.
All right. Easy. There you are. Good. They've got the fire built up. Here. Lay her on the lounge.
There. Yeah, everyone must be out in the kitchen. Andres! Carmel!
Captain Friday! Come here, quick!
What now? Stay with the girl, Doctor.
All right.
I'll kill you!
Here. What's going on?
Captain, make them stop fighting! Make them stop!
Stop fighting. Here, you two. What's this about?
El Diablo, I will kill this person.
Oh, you will you? Well, that black eye is just a taste.
Take it easy, Stanley.
As if we didn't have enough trouble without
What's the reason for all this rumpus?
There is reason plenty.
It's me.
Oh, you, huh?
Please, Captain Friday, it's not funny.
But see here, Carmel. Male attention is meat and drink to most girls.
See, but, Captain, this Stanley person insult my cousin.
Insult, huh? What are you up to, Stanley?
Is it an insult to admire a girl?
But with the look you give her.
Hands off, Stanley. You're admiring from a distance. Matter of fact, you might be showing a little more concern about your sister.
You said she was all right.
Go on in the front room. I'll bring the hot water. Dr. Croft is with your sister.
Please, Captain Friday, may I wait for you?
Well, if you like. Now, you two go on in and give the doctor a hand.
Okay, have it your own way.
Please, Captain Friday.
Well?
What did you mean about men being meat and drink to most girls?
Out of the convent and into the fire.
What?
See here, Carmel. You've got to expect a certain amount of attention. You've been shut off from the world. Now you're out in it. One of these days you'll want to marry. Won't you?
Why, yes.
Of course. Well, you've got to have men around you. Otherwise, how are you to know which man you'll want to marry?
Oh.
Yeah. And if you're a wise child, you'll be amused by the attention. You'll be very diplomatic. Appease all of them. Keep the friendship of all of them until you discover which is the one you want.
But how does the girl tell which one she wants?
Don't worry, you'll know. It's automatic. But take my advice and see if you can't keep those two young Romeos from each other's throats. Try it. I've got a hunch you have a knack for diplomacy.
Well, I'll try.
Now let's go into the other room. Mind now. Run into any trouble, you come to me.
Hi, Stanley. Call Captain Friday. Your sister's coming too.
Oh, coming too, huh? All right, Doctor, we'll take care of her.
It took you a long time to get that hot water, Captain.
Had to settle an international dispute.
See here. Miss Stanley's pajamas are wet from the sand. She must have something dry. Carmel, get some fresh pajamas out of her bag. Oh, Andres.
Si.
You go along with her. Hurry now.
Assuredly. Come, my cousin.
Captain, will you wring out a cloth in this hot water, please? Bathe her face and arms. The pulse is good, and respiration's normal.
She going to be okay, Doctor?
Oh, no doubt about it. You see how the color's coming into her face? It's better if we can get her into dry things before she comes to.
We found another pair of pajamas and a bathrobe. Will they do?
Nicely. Now then, Captain, you and the two young men clear out for a few minutes. Carmel, you stay here.
Yes, sir.
Stanley.
Oh, we're going to have Miss Stanley back with us any moment now.
Doctor, will she cry?
Cry? Oh, I don't think so. But she'll be very ill. She's had a terrible experience.
Gail never cries about anything.
She was very near the brink of death. Persons returning from so near the edge are apt to be filled with a terrible horror.
Oh, say doing?
Look the expression on her face. Oh, she is terrible afraid.
What's the matter with her, Doctor?
You said my sister'd be all right. You said she'd be all right. What's the matter with her? What have you done to her?
Easy, Stanley.
What have you done to my sister? What have you done to her?
Gail Stanley is alive, but she's a very sick young woman, choked and dragged out of her bedroom window by the skeleton and left lying on the wet sand for dead is an experience out of a nightmare. When she began to come to, her mental horror was so terrifying, she frightened her brother almost to the point of hysteria.
Something's happened to her. Gail never cries. What have you done to her?
You think something is wrong with her, eh? You know she was dragged from her bedroom window by some creature and was buried alive in the wet sand, and you stand there asking, is something wrong with her?
Is she insane?
Insane? What kind of a guy are you, Stanley?
Well, I never saw my sister act like that before.
You don't seem to understand. It is terrible to approach death, but not one half so terrible as to return to life after you have once looked on the other side.
You mean she'll know what dying's like when she comes to?
Perhaps. Don't you see all the delicate machinery of her body came almost to a standstill? It was a terrible strain on her system, getting it started again.
No, don't choke me anymore. Don't choke me anymore.
Captain Friday, can you carry her again?
Sure, Doctor. Why?
Well, bring her back to the room she's to occupy. Now, you two men, gather up all the extra blankets you can find and heat them one at a time before the fire and bring them to me.
Most assured, right away.
Carmel, see if you can't find a hot water bottle. Fill it and bring it.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Captain, bring her along.
There now. Easy there. There we are.
Say, my sister must be pretty sick.
Is that as bad as you feel?
Oh, let me alone. Look here, Andres. I'll hunt around for blankets, and you warm them and take them into the doctor. Here's one.
Very well, if you wish.
Andres,
There is a hot water bag in the bathroom. It hangs behind the door. I saw it.
do you think it's safe for me?
Come on, I'll go with you to get her.
No. I think she is safer alone.
Oh, you do you?
Well, I... Don't be so dramatic, Andres. Of course Mr. Stanley will look out for me. Please do come.
You want me to come?
Of course.
But, Carmel,
Please, let's hurry. Dr. Croft wants the bag right away.
How am I doing, Cousin Andres?
Here it is. I'll have to get hot water in the kitchen.
Okay.
You'd better look for more blankets, Mr. Stanley. I won't be afraid in the kitchen. Oh, please.
Don't act like that.
But you're hurting me. So tight, don't
You are pretty.
I thought you weren't a gentleman.
Say, you asked me to come along, didn't you?
Because I was afraid. You know, I could call for help.
Why don't you?
Because I'd feel sorry for what would happen to you.
Oh.
Haven't you that much consideration for me?
You're growing up in a hurry. You don't sound like the frightened baby I tried to kiss out in the kitchen less than an hour ago.
If you'll take your hands off of me. Thank you. I'll go and find more blankets.
Well, I'll be doggone. All right, you win. You're sure you're not afraid to go back alone?
Please, if you'll wait here until I get down the hall.
All right. I'll watch until you're safe.
Oh, there you are.
Yes.
I was just getting ready to come and look for you.
That would have been foolish, Andres.
Oh, I see you have the hot water bottle. Shall I go to the kitchen with you?
If you keep talking, I won't be afraid.
See. I've taken 2 blankets into the doctor. Miss Stanley, she stopped crying now. The doctor, he give her something. She's talking with them. Do you hear me, Carmel?
Yes. Please keep talking.
Well, the doctor is giving her medicine to make her sleep. He says these hot blankets will make her drowsy. Oh, you have it filled already, huh? Good. Well, I have another blanket ready. We will go together, eh?
I wish you would come with me, Andres.
Carmel, did this Stanley fellow, did he bother you?
Why, what a silly question.
Because if he did...
Please, don't bother your head about it.
Then he did.
Mr. Stanley was a gentleman, Andres.
Well, then it was an accident. Here, they have put Miss Stanley in here.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten.
And as I leaned out of the window, 2 strong hands grabbed me around the throat.
Well, didn't you see the face?
Just for a second. It sort of swam before my eyes. I was being choked and...
Anybody you ever saw before?
No. No, I couldn't tell. It wasn't like a normal face. It was all puffed out. Almost round. And the eyes. The eyes were dead.
Oh, here, Miss Stanley. Take another sip of this. It will help you to forget.
Dead eyes, bloated face. Nobody in Holmen of that description.
No one answering the description of the skeleton Carmel and Andres saw either, is there?
Golly. Is there anything else you saw, Miss Stanley?
Yes. Something so awful, I can't believe I saw it.
Yeah?
There was a rope around his neck. It was tied around his neck and hanging down in front of him.
My uncle! My uncle!
Carmel, don't you dare faint.
You slapped me.
You're much better off slapped than in a faint.
Please, Carmel, you sit down. See?
No. You stand up. Walk about. Keep moving. You'll be all right in a moment.
Bloated face, dead eyes, rope around his neck. Andrew Walters was found hanged tonight. Look here, Doctor, that can't be true.
What can't be true?
I'll swear Walters was dead when we found him.
I know he was.
Then what's he doing walking around?
We saw Doc Sims walking around.
I must be going nuts.
And one dead man has as much right to walk around as another.
Do you know what you're talking about?
No. Do you?
I know one thing. I'm going over to the morgue right now. If Walters has been walking around...
Oh, come, Captain. You don't really believe...
Well, if Miss Stanley... Look here, Miss Stanley. Are you... Oh. Sleep.
Yes. I gave her a pretty severe sleeping potion. She'll sleep until morning.
Well, I'm going over to the morgue. You want to come along?
No, I think I'd best stay here.
It's only about a block.
No. Now, you take Andres. Where's young Stanley?
Yeah, where's that guy? Either of you seen him?
Why, I left him gathering up blankets about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Just a minute. What's he up to?
Carmel?
Yes, sir.
Carmel, as soon as the captain is gone, I want you to get into this other bed.
Oh, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't.
Yes. You'll sleep all right. I'll see to that.
Supposing someone should get in while we're asleep.
No one will get in. We lock all the doors, and one of the boys will be here with me. We'll keep a lookout.
Oh, yeah? Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. Come on in here.
Don't try to manhandle me. I don't care who you are.
Here, you're not so loud, Stanley. Can't you see your sister sleeping?
I was in my room getting a blanket, and this fella jumped on me and began pushing me around.
Getting a blanket, huh? Didn't think I saw you stick this revolver down under the covers, did you?
That's my gun.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm telling you. What you doing with it?
Just got it out of my grip for protection.
Yeah? And why did you hide it when I came in?
A person ought to be able to protect himself without letting the whole world in on it.
Yeah?
Give it back to me.
Okay, baby. I'll be mighty careful what I did with it. Now then, Doctor, I'm going over to the morgue. Andres will go with me.
If you wish.
All right, then, Stanley. You stay here with me.
Come along, Andres. Get your hat.
Dr. Croft, you will look after my little cousin.
Oh, don't worry. She'll be safe and sound asleep when you return.
Ready, Andres?
I am coming, see. Good night, Carmel Mia.
Be careful, Andres. Be careful, please.
Oh, you must not worry for me. Good night.
All right, let's step on it. Still moonlight.
See, it does not seem possible this is the same night we first met. So much has happened.
Doesn't it that? Look here, Andres. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Here, we can take this path across the lot. It's shorter.
See. Well, what is it you wish to ask?
You were, as far as we know, the last to see your Uncle Andrew alive.
I do not know that. I was with him just before I left to meet Carmel at the train.
That's what I mean. Andres, what frame of mind was he in when you left?
Oh, very much interest in what Carmel would be like. We talked for almost an hour, making plans.
It's not a suicidal frame of mind?
Oh, no, senor. I am sure he did not contemplate suicide. No, it was not possible.
Yet who would murder a man by hanging him? And what man would stand around and let himself be hanged?
If he were unconscious before... Captain Friday, look.
A body.
Is someone else dead?
There's only one way of finding out.
See, he is sprawled out.
It's Doc Sims' body.
El Diablo? The dead man who we see?
Still wrapped up in his sheet. Here. Andres, help me turn him on his back.
Is his heart go?
No.
But we see him walking.
Well, you can tell by looking at his face that he's dead.
Ah, this is most horrible thing.
Well, come on, there's nothing to do but take him back to the morgue.
Senor, you wish
Only
me
a couple of steps back. Here. Grab a hold of his legs.
Oh, I do not like this.
Yeah, maybe you think I do. Here, grab hold. Ready? See. All right, let's go. Put him in the morgue. Here, hang on, don't let him slip.
I have not let him slip.
He moved. We'll put him in the morgue and have Doc Croft come down and give him another examination. Not much use, though. I know a dead man when I see one.
Oh, this is bad thing.
Yeah, this is the place. Lower him to the porch while I unlock the door.
See.
Well, I'll be. The door's unlocked. And I locked it sure as I'm a foot high.
Senor, you think someone else has been here?
The door didn't unlock itself. Come on, let's carry him in.
Where will we take him?
Right straight through to the inner room where the other bodies are.
Oh, please. Please, I would rather not look at him if you do not mind.
Okay, look the other way. But you'll have to help me get Doc Sims in.
Well, if it is necessary.
Yeah. You're right in here. See, careful. And now then, lay him on the floor while I turn on the lights.
Oh, before you turn on the lights, I will go out.
Wait for me outside the door.
For sure, senor.
Well, I'll be a son of a gun.
You call, Captain?
Andres, the half-wit boy's body is gone. It was here on the slab.
Senor, you think maybe he is walking?
Look at your uncle's shoes, Andres. Wet sand on them.
The rope around his neck.
Fellow, I'm beginning to think dead men do walk.
The body of the village half-wit boy is gone, and the shoes on the corpse of Andrew Waters covered with wet sand. Here is evidence that the dead may rise and go about their morbid duties. You will hear the fourth episode of Dead Men Prowl, entitled Conversation with the Walking Dead, next week at this same hour. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
What strange thing is this which has enveloped the seacoast village of Holmen? Skeletons abroad. Dead men on the prowl. 3 men have died in Holmen. 1 naturally and 2 others violently. And since the 3 have been placed in the tiny village morgue, all 3 have shown terrifying activity. Old Doc Sims' body was seen hurrying from the morgue. The thing that dragged Gail Stanley from her bedroom window and buried her alive in the sand had the bloated face and staring eyes of a strangled man. And there had been a rope around his neck. This description fitted Andrew Waters, who had been found hanged. Had he risen from his resting place in the morgue and committed the crime? Captain Friday had raced to the morgue to see.
Yes, I raced to the morgue. Walter's body was there, but the shoes were damp and covered with wet sand.
And now the third body was gone. The body of Rich Hartley's half-wit son, who had been shot through the heart. What mischief would this prowling dead creature bestir? All through the night, Captain Friday and his companion, Andres Ruiz, searched, but in vain. Back in the captain's summer home, Gail Stanley and Carmel Ruiz slept in a barricaded room, while Dr. Jamie Croft and Martin Stanley, Gail's brother, patrolled the house. Morning dawned, and with the light, Captain Friday and Andres returned. Outside the house, the captain paused.
Yeah, look here, Andres.
These footprints?
Uh-huh. These are the footprints left by whoever buried Miss Stanley alive.
Santa Maria.
Uh-huh. Yeah, these are the ones, all right.
What is this you say?
I said those are Andrew Walter's footprints, all right. Couldn't miss. Look at the impression of the heel. Measure's right, too.
You think that...
I'm not thinking anything. I'm just stating a fact. Come on in the house. I need coffee.
Oh, senor, I think what I need most is sleep.
No sleep for me. I'll knock some of that sand off your feet.
See. Everybody must be asleep.
Somebody will be around.
Hello. That you, Captain Friday?
Oh, hello, Dr. Croft. You think we were lost?
Oh, you two must be about dead. I've some hot coffee for you. Come out in the kitchen.
Oh, good. Where's young Stanley?
Oh, I let him go to bed a couple of hours ago. No use all of us being dead on our feet.
Should have gotten a couple of hours yourself.
Oh, no. A man of my profession's used to this sort of thing. Well, how about frying a couple of eggs and some bacon for each of you?
No. Coffee's all I want now.
How about you, Andres?
No, nothing but coffee. Thank you, Dr. Croft.
Well, I'm going to duck my head under the cold faucet. Dead on my feet.
What kept you so long? What did you find?
Found plenty. I'll give you the whole dope. Yeah. Oh, feels good. Yeah. Want to try it, Andres?
Please, I abominate cold water.
Yeah. Clear out your head.
Here, Captain. I'll pour the coffee. Draw up a chair, Andres.
See.
Well, in the first place, Doctor, I want to tell you it's a doggone shame that you're not getting the rest you expected.
Forget it, Captain.
When I asked you over here,
As a matter of fact, old chap, you didn't ask me. If I remember correctly, I practically begged you to bring me. I insisted. I wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, but I know you wanted to come. You needed the rest.
Oh, well, this excitement will probably do me more good than the rest. Come now. What did you find at the morgue?
Doctor, I don't know what to think.
Andrew Walter's body was gone, then?
No, it wasn't.
No?
It was there, all right, but there was wet sand on his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But my uncle, he is dead. I saw him myself.
Nevertheless, the tracks out there in the sand were made by Andy Walter's shoes.
No doubt, I suppose.
Not a bit.
Old boy got up, pulled off his little stunt, and returned to his resting place in the morgue.
Oh, that's silly.
Yes, it does sound far-fetched.
No, things like this do not happen where I come from.
Well, I can assure you, my young friend, they don't happen here in California very often. But, see here, Captain, what was it that kept you out until dawn?
Now the body of Rich Hartley's half-wit boy is gone.
What?
Yeah. Swell, huh?
You don't suppose he got up and walked off, do you?
No, I don't. That isn't all of our story either, Doctor.
Still more?
Yeah. On our way to the morgue, we found the body of Doc Sims.
Oh, see here now. In what condition?
It's queer. We found him lying in the same position as we picked him up on the beach. Sort of sprawled, you know, on his face.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me the shivers.
What did you do with him?
Well, he was dead, so we carried him back to the morgue.
Naturally.
Say, Doctor, I think it'd be a good idea for you to go over sometime this morning and have a look at him.
Yes, I think so, too, but aren't you rather optimistic?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, he means if he walk away once, what is to prevent him from doing it again? Huh?
Exactly.
Well, maybe we should have him handcuffed to the slab. What kind of a case is this, anyway? I'm used to having a dead body stay where I put it.
Well, I'll run over. I doubt if even the hardiest dead body will have the audacity to go prowling about in daylight.
I hope you're amused.
Quite.
Hey, listen, Doctor. Did you ever hear of anything like this mess before?
You mean dead men walking?
Yeah.
Why, yes, I have, Captain. There are a number of records.
Records of dead men walking?
I cannot believe it.
I personally know of a case. Uh-oh. One of the girls must be awake. I heard a movement in the back of the house.
Have they slept all night?
Soundly. Drink your coffee. I'll be right back.
Oh, Senor Friday, it is great relief that it is daylight.
I tell you what, Andres. When you finished your coffee, go in and catch 3 or 4 hours sleep. The doctor and I will keep Carmel under our eyes all the time.
Oh, please, how can I ever thank you?
Oh, forget it.
You know, this cousin of mine, she is more dear to me.
Both girls are awake. Miss Stanley insists that she's able to get up.
That's something. I was afraid we were going to have a sick girl on our hands.
Miss Stanley has a marvelous stamina. By the way, I should advise making light of her experience.
Okay, Doctor. But see here, you started to tell us of a personal experience.
Oh, yes. Well, there was a chap over in San Francisco who was pronounced dead. He was attended through his illness by a reputable physician, and there seemed no doubt at all. The body was sent to an undertaking parlor, and all funeral arrangements were made when he suddenly got up and started wandering around the place.
Sacrament.
Frightened the attendants. The matter, of course, was hushed up.
You mean he went on living?
No. He never actually knew what happened. His mind was dazed. He died naturally a few hours later.
What you doctors don't get mixed up with.
Then there's the hypnotic state, which is practiced in India. You've read of mystics being hypnotized and allowing themselves to be buried alive. When they're in that state, all bodily functions are suspended. No physician in the world could be certain whether they are living or dead.
Yeah, I've seen some of that in French Indochina.
The human body is a curious instrument and is capable of playing strange and gruesome pranks on its owner.
Doctor, what you say makes me wish never to die.
Yeah, but look here, Doctor. Natural death is one thing, violent death quite another. You don't mean to say anything like this could happen to a person who'd been hanged or shot?
You're quite right, Captain. From a medical standpoint, it's quite impossible for such a thing to happen.
And yet...
And this skeleton which Carmel and I have seen?
I don't understand that at all, Andres. Skeletons, after all, are something used to frighten children. There's no sense in even considering your skeleton.
But we have seen it.
I don't doubt your word. You say you saw it, and I believe you did. At least you saw something you took for a skeleton.
Well, we've got to take it into consideration, Doctor. It fits into this puzzle somewhere. Now, first, Carmel and Andres see the skeleton on the beach. And then we find Doc Sims dead on the beach. Then we find Rich Hartley's boy murdered in the morgue. After that, Andrew Walters hanged. It's unnatural. They're all hooked up together somehow.
But see here, Captain. Do you think there's anything to this idea? Doc Sims and Andrew Walters were enemies. They were the 2 rich men in the village.
Oh, you mean somebody bumped off the 2 rich men out of spite? Yes, but where does Rich Hartley's half-wit son come in? Maybe there's an excuse for 2 rich men, but why drag in a poor, foolish half-wit?
Haven't the slightest idea.
And then there's this business of enticing Gail and Martin Stanley here. Summoned to the funeral of their uncle, Doc Sims, before he was dead. Now, who did that?
And that's another queer angle, Captain. How does it happen that each of the 2 rich men have 2 heirs on the scene at the time or shortly after their deaths?
Uh-huh. Andrew Walters' heirs being Andres here and his cousin Carmel, and Gail and Martin Stanley representing Doc Sims.
Shh. Here come the girls.
Oh, really, Carmel, I'm perfectly all right.
You still must be careful.
Oh, well, good morning. Are you feeling tip-top, Miss Stanley?
Almost. A little shaky, but otherwise...
Here, you better sit down.
A strong cup of coffee would put you into shape. And you, Carmel?
Oh, I'm just glad it's morning. I had the most horrible dreams.
Where's Martin?
Oh, your brother is still sleeping, Miss Stanley. Had rather a difficult night.
Andres, you'd better run along. You need rest.
Oh, haven't you been to bed at all?
Please, Carmel, you are all right?
Yes, really I am. Why haven't you been to bed?
Well, I have been with Captain Friday. We have only just come in.
Just come in? Well, where in the world have you been?
Oh, just looking the situation over.
Come. Now, you children sit down and drink your coffee while I fry you some bacon and eggs. How do you like them? Over?
Couldn't I do it?
I am the doctor. Do as I say.
Well, I like mine over.
Straight up, please, and not too hard.
Go along, Andres.
Please, if you will excuse me.
Of course, Andres.
If you will call me in a couple of hours.
We'll route you out, and we want you on the job.
Very well. Please do not forget now.
Oh. Sounds like visitors already this morning.
Not surprising after the night we've given this village. You go and see to your visitor, Captain, while I feed the ladies.
I have a hunch it's Rich Hartley.
Oh,
The father of the murdered boy, eh?
Yeah. I'm not going to like this.
It sounds like he meant business.
What would you be doing if you had a son lying in the morgue this morning?
While Dr. Croft and the two girls are in the kitchen of Captain Friday's beach cottage preparing breakfast, the captain is on the front steps interviewing a delegation of Holmen citizens. Dr. Croft is acting as chief cook and bottle washer and isn't making any too good a job of it.
Well, there goes the eggs into the frying pan. There's one. There's two. Two apiece,
Oh, Doctor, your toast is burning.
Oh, my eyes.
Oh, and look at the bacon.
Oh, by Jove. Oh, I say, Carmel, lend a hand to that toast.
May I help, too?
No, you sit quiet. You're our invalid for the morning.
Oh, dear.
Well, how's the toast?
I can scrape it.
Well, the bacon will do. Eggs are coming along nicely. Here, Carmel, hand me the eggs.
I'll hold them while you take out the bacon and eggs.
That's an idea. There. That's probably good. Now, these are for Miss Stanley, and this is for you.
Just the smell makes me feel like a new person.
All right. Now, you two sit there and eat and answer some questions.
Answer them. Well, I'm full of questions myself.
No, it's important that we get a few details straight at once, if you don't mind.
Of course not.
Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Stanley, why do you think that you and your brother were called to Holmen?
Why, because of Doc Sim's death.
But why you two specifically? Saying for the moment that everything concerning Doc Sim's death is normal, why should you two young people be the ones called?
Well, it's been understood right along that when Doc Sims died, we would be his heirs.
But why not your father and mother, Doc Sim's sister and brother-in-law?
Well, Mother and Dad are very old. Neither is well.
I see.
It seemed very certain that our uncle, Doc Sims, would outlive both of them, and so he made his will directly to Martin and me.
Yes. No other relatives?
No.
Mm-hmm. So, by Doc Sim's death, you and your brother come into valuable property. Have you always had money?
Well, only what we were able to earn, but Mother and Dad have enough laid aside to make them comfortable.
That telegram you received notifying you of Doc Sim's death, you have no idea who might have sent it?
I don't even know who could have been interested.
But what about Doc Sim's attorney?
I'd never heard that he had one.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, had it been he certainly would have signed it.
Yes. Dr. Croft, you keep hinting at something strange about my uncle's death. Last night you said it, and just now you said something about taking for granted that his death is normal. What is it? What's the matter?
See here, Miss Stanley, you're bound to know. It's like this. When you arrived last night, Dr. Sims was prowling about at large.
He what?
You see, Captain Friday and I had taken him to the morgue and, well, he got up and left.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes, it was highly embarrassing.
But, well, where is he now?
Well, this morning he's back in the morgue.
Well, is he dead?
So Captain Friday believes. A little later, I'm going to investigate.
And Carmel, did you know about this?
Yes.
Oh, you poor child. No wonder you didn't want me to go near the window last night.
You can see now that there is something very peculiar going on in Holmen.
Yes.
And still more peculiar, Miss Stanley, are certain other facts. For instance, Andrew Walters, the uncle of Carmel and Andres, died a violent death last night.
Oh.
Yes. Did Carmel tell you that she too only arrived yesterday evening, 2 or 3 hours before you and your brother?
Why, no. 2 tragedies in one night.
There was a third.
Why, I didn't know.
Oh, no. You were in no condition to be told last night.
Well, who was it?
A poor village half-wit who was shot to death.
Oh, who did it?
We don't know.
Was it the same person who tried to kill me?
No. I think not, Miss Stanley. Well, here's Captain Friday back.
Hello, coroner.
What's that?
Mm-hmm, it's a fact. The town council met out in my front yard, and I gave them an earful.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. At my suggestion, they elected me special officer in charge of this case, with the official title of constable.
Oh, I say, they have more gumption than I suspected.
Mm-hmm. And at my further suggestion, They elected you coroner for this special case.
Jove, now. How the honors do fall. Coroner Jamie Croft. Look here, I suppose they'll be wanting an inquest next.
Set for tomorrow.
But, see here, I've got to...
You better let them do as they like. When they get an idea, there's no changing them.
How about the father of the half-wit?
Oh, Rich Hartley? Yes, I saw him. He's pretty badly upset.
Could he give any explanation?
No, not a bit. The boy had a habit of roaming at night. They couldn't keep him in. Didn't try very hard, as there seemed very little danger.
Too bad. I suppose the whole village is bursting with excitement.
Never anything like it in Holmen before. They're holding a town meeting.
A what?
Town meeting. Couldn't even wait for breakfast. Everybody's there.
But see here, what's the object?
Oh, blow off a little steam, I guess.
They probably send a written protest to the president against the new crime wave.
Yeah. Oh, and say, while they're occupied, I think it'd be a swell time for us to take a look through Doc Sims' place. Walter's house, too, if we have time. We'll have a crowd trailing us everywhere if we don't give them the slip.
Oh, quite, yes. Well, this will be a good time to look in at the morgue and see about Doc Sims.
I don't know about you girls, though.
But, don't you think they should stay here? You agree with me, don't you, Captain, that there's no danger?
Yeah, not in the daytime. Still, there should be at least one man stay here with the girls.
Well, I'm really not the least bit afraid.
Please, you won't leave us all alone.
Carmel, we'll leave your cousin Andres and Martin here.
Oh, no, you won't.
Why, Martin.
Awake, huh?
Yes, and I heard you planning to go through my uncle's house without either Gail or me present. Nothing doing.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Why, Martin, what's gotten into you? You're not yourself.
Listen, Gail, there's something darn funny going on here. You and I plump ourselves down into a mess that we don't know anything
But
about.
Martin, dear, we've got to trust someone. Surely you don't disbelieve Captain Friday and Dr. Croft.
I don't know what I believe. Just the same, I'm not taking anybody on faith. If they're going over to Doc Sims' house, I'm going along.
You're not sticking your neck out, are you, Stanley?
I don't care. I know which side my bread's buttered on. Or I'm going to find out.
Well, you want to leave your sister here alone? Remember, just a few hours ago, someone tried to bury her alive.
Let her come along.
Impossible. She isn't strong enough. She must remain quiet.
What's the danger in plain daylight, anyway?
Probably isn't any. We're simply not taking any chances, that's all.
Then one of you stay here, and I'll go with the other.
Look, fella, just who do you think is running this show?
I'm going if either you or Dr. Croft go, and that's final.
Please, isn't it all right if we stay here with Andres? If anything frightens us, we can call him.
As a matter of fact, Captain, I'd be glad to remain, except that I feel I should have a look at Sims.
Yes, I want you to, Doctor. Under the circumstances, I think I want young Stanley where I can keep an eye on him.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do. You're going along right now.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
Well, you'll have to get it when we come back. We can't wait. The town meeting will be over if we don't hurry.
Oh, all right.
Well, then, let's get started.
You got a key to my uncle's house?
And, Carmel, be certain to awaken Andres if there is the least sign of trouble.
Oh, yes, I promise.
All right, Doctor, let's go.
Coming. Remember, both of you, no chances.
Don't worry about us, Dr. Croft.
I'll be back shortly.
Doctor, you want to stop at the morgue before we go to Doc Sims' house?
Why not let me drop in at the morgue, and then I'll join you at the house? It's only a step.
Okay. Here's the morgue key. Oh, come on, we can cut across the lot, save a lot of time.
Place is certainly deserted. Where is the town hall?
That white frame building over there.
Uh-huh.
Which is my uncle's house?
Oh, the big dark one right up ahead. That other two-story one, about half a block up the street on the other side, is Andrew Walter's place.
Who's he?
Stanley, haven't you got this straight yet? Andrew Walters is Carmel and Andre's uncle. He was found hanged last night.
Oh. Who did it? That Spanish chap, Andres?
Who?
What made you say that?
Just wondered.
Yeah? Well, let me ask you something. Did you have anything to do with the death of your uncle?
What are you talking about?
My question's just as good as yours.
Well, here's where I turn for the morgue. Join you in a few minutes.
Okay, Doctor. Come along, Stanley. Ever been in Holmen before?
No.
Well, we'll go into your uncle's place the back way and leave the door open for Dr. Croft.
Some house.
Old Doc Sims had his own ideas about house construction. All right, in this way. Oh, careful. It's gloomy and the floors are bare.
No windows at all on the first floor.
Yes, well, that was his idea for protection against thieves. No windows on the first floor, and only a front and back door, both of which could be barred from the inside.
What did he have that needed all that protection?
You should know that better than I. You're one of his heirs.
As far as I know, most of his estate's in property.
Now, let's begin by examining the room where he spent most of his time. Cross between a study and a medical laboratory. Right down this hallway.
Rotten, musty smell.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a push button to light the hallway somewhere along here.
You seem to know this place pretty well.
Oh, Doc Sims and I weren't on such bad terms. Oh, there it is. Now I'll lead off, and I know the way.
All right, what are you looking for?
As a matter of fact, I'm looking for two things. First, I want to find out if Sims left anything behind indicating that he anticipated his death.
Oh.
And second, I want to see his will.
What's that got to do with you?
Oh. Yep, here's the room.
I said, what's my uncle's will got to do with you?
Better stand still till I find the lights. Oh, here they are. There.
Hog's nest.
The room in which your uncle spent a good 3/4 of his life, Stanley.
Smells foul. Dirt, no ventilation.
Never mind. Say, look here, Stanley. Have you a copy of Sims' will?
No.
Has your sister?
No.
You know whether there's a copy in this house?
Why...
Oh, there is one here, huh? Where?
I didn't say there was.
I'll just take it for granted there is. Where is it?
The will belongs to Gail and me.
Not when there's murder concerned. Under the circumstances, the police get first look at the will.
What do you want it for?
Now, sometimes a man writes something into his will that... Oh, hello.
What's the matter?
Look there on the floor.
Woman's handkerchief.
Yeah, a woman's... Why, that belongs... Say, look here, Stanley. We fooled long enough. Someone else has been here ahead of us.
What for?
Well, what do you think? Looking for your uncle's will, of course. If you know where it is, you better tell me. Whoever gets it first.
My uncle wrote that there was a small safe behind the third panel on the east wall.
Third panel on the... Oh, that's right here. How are we going to get behind that panel?
Run your thumbnail down the crease at the left edge of the panel.
You know the combination of the safe? Uh-oh. Here they go. Yep. Here's the safe. Now what?
Combinations 3, 8, 6, 9. Beginning at 0 and reversing the spin... Oh, look. Look, there he is. There he is. Go away.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Stanley. Stanley. Doc Sims. Doc Sims, is that you, Doc? What are you doing here? Aren't you dead? But don't just stand there. Can't you speak, Doc? How is it I can see you in the dark? Don't come near. Don't. Stand back. I'm going to shoot. Oh.
Hi, Captain. Captain Friday, where are you? Captain, Doc Sims' body is gone from the morgue.
That's queer. They couldn't have left the house already.
Captain.
Hello? Oh, here's the door open. Well, there should be a light somewhere.
Jove. Both of them out. Captain Friday. What's this? A Gail's handkerchief? Why? That belongs to Carmel Ruiz.
The bodies of Captain Friday and Martin Stanley lying together on the floor, and beside them, the handkerchief of Carmel Ruiz. And who was it who so quietly opened Doc Sims' safe after the attack on Captain Friday? Next week at this same hour comes the 5th episode of Dead Men Prowl, entitled The Walking Dead Captured. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
If there is a terror more deadly than fear of the unseen, the unknown, it is that of facing a horror your senses tell cannot exist, and yet which you can very plainly see. And that's what is happening in the coast village of Holmen, where twice the dead body of Doc Sims was seen to prowl, and 2 other bodies had risen from their resting places in the little morgue to carry on strange and sinister antics. It was on the second occasion of Doc Sims' prowling that there occurred an incident deadly in its intent, weirdly desperate. On the morning following the first night of mystery and terror, Captain Friday had taken Martin Stanley and Dr. Jamie Croft with him to Doc Sims' house in search of clues. He left Gail Stanley, Carmel Ruiz, and her cousin Andres at his cottage. Dr. Croft had gone to the morgue to check on the bodies, and the captain and Stanley had proceeded to the Sims house. They went to Doc Sims' study to examine his private papers and look for his will. But instead, they found a handkerchief belonging to the girl Carmel. Evidently, she had been there before them. They discovered a wall safe and were in the act of opening it when, for the 3rd time, the body of Doc Sims appeared. It entered the study, shot Martin Stanley, and attacked Captain Friday. When Dr. Croft arrived from the morgue, he found 2 inert figures huddled on the floor.
Captain Friday.
I'll break your neck, Doc Sims.
Here, let go my throat. Get hold of yourself, Captain. Come out of it, man.
You will bang me over the head.
Are you Dr. Croft? Dr. Croft, did you see him?
See whom?
Doc Sims, at least his body.
Why? Why, no.
I did. Shot young Stanley and then got me. How's Stanley? Is he dead?
Don't worry about Stanley. The bullet just grazed his head. But, see here, Captain. Do you mean to tell me you saw Doc Sims walking again?
I did, and there's no argument this time.
His body was gone from the morgue, all right.
Oh, what a head I've got. Dr. Croft, look at the safe. It's been opened.
I see it has.
I don't get it. Opening his own safe and stealing his own will. I wish Doc Sims would make up his mind whether he's dead or not.
Captain Friday, are you certain it was Doc Sims?
If it wasn't, it was his identical quill. Why?
I picked up this handkerchief when I came into the room. It belongs to Carmel Ruiz, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was here when we came in.
Which indicates that she has been here. That looks bad for Carmel.
Oh, nuts.
But this is a handkerchief.
Well, I can't help it. A kid like her couldn't get mixed up in this. She's just out of a convent. Doesn't know what it's all about.
Oh, I know all about that, but it doesn't get rid of the fact that someone dropped Carmel's handkerchief here.
Yeah.
See here. How about Andres? He's in love with his cousin. Might have been carrying a handkerchief. Uh-oh. Stanley's coming around. Close call, my boy.
Better look after him, Doctor. I'm going to have a look at the safe.
You better wait. Your knees will buckle if you get to your feet too quickly.
Couldn't feel any worse. Here, give me a hand. Oh, my head.
I told you.
The guy must have swung from the floor. Yeah, there. Head's clearing up a little.
Righto. I'll see about Stanley.
Doc Sims sure made a mess of his papers. Looks like a whirlwind hit the safe.
Queer. A dead man should suddenly desire to rifle his own safe.
Yeah, especially when his rightful heir was about to put his hands on the will.
It's a queer business all around. No. Now. Stanley, my boy, now, take it easy.
So far as I've been able to find, there's no indication around the house that Doc Sims anticipated either a natural or violent death last night.
Captain, can you give me a hand here? Stanley's being difficult.
Yeah, okay, Doc.
No. Here, Stanley. Grab his legs, Captain.
Putting up a battle, huh?
Right. Just belligerent.
No, take it easy, fella.
If we can hold him down for a few moments, he'll come out of it all right.
I've got his leg.
Let go of me. You let go of me. I don't care if you are my uncle.
Oh, you can hold him long enough for me to get a glass of water. That should bring him out of it.
Here, we'll go to it. I've got him.
All right, but watch out. Won't take but a moment.
No, easy now, Stanley. You're going to be all right.
Hi there, Doctor. Step on it. I've got him, but that's about all.
All right now. Hold him. I'll give him a dash of cold water in the face. There. That'll take care of him. You can let go now.
I don't mind informing you that most of that water went down my neck.
I'm sorry.
It's a regular tiger. Look at the scratches on my face.
Little Ardeen will take care of it.
You'll have to handle your patient yourself from now on, Doctor. I'm going to finish looking through these papers in the safe.
I doubt if you'll find the will.
I don't expect to, but you never can tell, though.
Hello, Stanley. Feeling pretty rotten, eh?
Rotten.
Coming to all right, has he?
He'll do. Should be taken back to the cottage.
Yeah. Hello. Here's something. Say, look at this, Doctor. A duplicate of a letter from Doc Sims to Andrew Walters.
What's that? A letter?
And what a letter.
Anything to do with this situation?
Has it? Just listen. Andrew Walters, this is to inform you that I, Dr. C.N. Sims, have discovered your real identity as well as enough of your background and history to make your presence in this community undesirable. Unless you are willing to come to such terms as I see fit to impose, I shall at once reveal your identity and turn you over to the proper authorities, which of course you realize means nothing less than the gallows.
Whew. My word. Does that mean that my uncle had something on Andrew Walters?
Had something? Looks to me like he had everything. This looks like the key to the whole situation.
Who do you suppose Andrew Walters was, anyway?
Nothing less than a hunted murderer, sounds like.
Wonder if this note drove Walters to hang himself.
I wonder. Do you think a man would hang himself to keep himself from being hanged by the state?
Yes, but he didn't have to hang. Doc Sims offered him a way out. Agree to his terms, and he'd keep his mouth shut.
Must have been pretty bad. Anyway, Walters preferred to die instead of coming to terms.
Maybe. Anyway, we've got a clue to this business. Right now, I want to get Walters' fingerprints and shoot them over to the city for a check with the police criminal files.
How will you get them to the city?
I'll get the grocery supply boat to take them over. It'll be in at noon. We've got to work fast now. I want to run over the rest of Doc Sims' house, and then I want to go through Walters' place. I'd like to find this original letter.
See here, Stanley. Think you can make it back to Captain Friday's cottage alone? How do you feel?
Nauseated.
Naturally.
Now, the question is, would you rather drag yourself over to my place or lie down in the lounge here while Dr. Croft and I finish looking around?
Me stay in this place along with a corpse sneaking around with a gun?
Okay, you run along back to the cottage then.
Take it easy, fella. You'll feel better out in the fresh air.
All right, but...
But what?
Well, just remember, if you find that will, it belongs to Gail and me.
Now listen, Stanley. No one's trying to beat you out of your estate. At least not in this crowd. You'll get the will if we find it. Now run along.
Oh, I feel rotten.
Oh, by the way, Stanley, tell Andres that we're going to search his uncle's place in about 10 minutes, and if he wants to be in on it, tell him to wait for us out in front.
I'll tell him.
Oh, and don't mention this letter.
You don't need to worry.
That clip on the side of the head took a lot of belligerence out of our young friend.
Yeah, that and the sight of his dead uncle. Come along, Doctor. There's nothing more in here. Take a look upstairs and then shoot over to Andrew Walters' place.
Dr. Sims must have been a queer sort of codger.
Yeah, shut off from everyone. Sometimes he wouldn't be seen for days at a time. Oh, here's the stairway.
Beastly dark.
There's a light here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Oh, hold it, Doctor. You see what I see?
My word. Again?
Yeah. It's Doc Sims again.
But see here, Captain. He's stone dead.
Sprawled out on his face, just as we found him twice before.
But Captain Friday, this man's dead. He's been dead for a good many hours now. It couldn't have been he who attacked him.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm telling you, Doctor, dead or not, I recognize those clothes and that face. And they're the same. Hey, let's turn him on his back.
All right. You can see quite plainly that this body couldn't walk.
Yeah, I can see plenty. Hello.
Now what?
Look here. Papers stuffed in his coat pocket.
Nonsense.
Well, here they are. Here's the copy of the will, and here's a sealed envelope.
Sealed envelope?
Yeah. Says, to whom it may concern in case of my death.
Oh, see here, Captain.
It looks like our dead friend here walked in, knocked us out, and raided the safe, all right. Got this far in making a getaway and collapsed.
Oh, rubbish, man.
Okay, Doctor, then you explain it.
I don't pretend to. What are you going to do with that will and the letter?
Hang on to them until we get back to the cottage. I have a hunch that everybody's going to be interested in them.
Undoubtedly.
So look here. I've got more than I expected already out of this place. I'll leave the rest until later.
Anxious to get over to Walter's house,
As a matter of fact, I am. Let's go.
Oh, what about Doc Sims' body here?
We'll put him on the lounge in the study and lock him in.
Aren't you afraid he'd walk off again?
I think I can take care of that.
How?
We'll not only lock him in, but we'll tie him down. That'll hold him. Now, come on. Come on, give me a hand. You ready? All right, up we go.
All right.
It's the third time I've had to play ambulance for this bird. It's going to be the last, too.
This way you want him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're down now. Yeah. I saw a piece of cord around his... Oh, here it is. Tie his feet together and round underneath the lounge. Grab the other end, Doctor.
Jove, Captain. You're not serious.
You think not? Put a half hitch on the leg of the lounge.
But see here, my dear chap, you're losing your perspective.
Yeah. I suppose you're politely telling me that I'll get the royal raspberries from the gang in the Hall of Justice over in the city if they saw me hog-tying a dead body.
Well, it is rather ridiculous.
Not in this case, it isn't. Doc Sims is dead, and he's simply got to quit prowling around. I'm constable of Holmen now, and I say it's against the law of what's right and decent for a dead man to go gallivanting around.
Have fun and hold earnest, eh?
Something like that, Doctor. Here. How's that?
I've never seen a more thorough job of trussing.
Okay, then let's get going. Is there a key in the door?
Yes.
Good. Well, we're through here. Go ahead, I'll lock up. The villagers ever got wind of this prowling of the dead business, there'd be one swell hullabaloo.
Yeah, but what about the father of the murdered half-wit boy? Didn't you tell him that his son's body had disappeared from the morgue?
No. I intimated that he'd feel a lot better if he didn't go to the morgue until it was necessary, and he took the hint.
I see.
There's another thing. We don't find the Hartley boy's body before the inquest tomorrow morning. It's going to be very embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. In that case, it seems to me we'll have to give them the whole story.
Yeah, which is what I don't want to do. The less the village knows about what's going on, the easier it's going to be to work. Go ahead, Doctor. Let's get outside.
Phew. My word, what a musty hole. Didn't realize it until we got out in the fresh air.
Just a minute while I lock up. Yeah, there. Now, Andrew Walters' place.
It will be interesting.
Yeah? Why?
Isn't it said that a man who hangs himself leaves his phantom self behind to stalk the death chamber?
Captain Friday and Dr. Croft have tied the wandering body of Doc Sims to a lounge in the old Sims house, after the dead body apparently had made a murder attempt on both the captain and the boy Stanley. Just now, the two have locked up the house, and with certain private papers from the Sims safe in his pocket, Captain Friday is leading the way to the second murder house, Andrew Walters' house, where last night he had hanged himself.
I have a hunch we'll find plenty of answers to our questions in Walter's papers.
Watch it, Captain. We seem to have Andres with us.
Ah, senors.
I thought he'd be along.
Please, senors, if you go to my Uncle Andrew Walters' home, I wish to go with you, huh?
All right, come along, Andres. Feeling better after your cat nap, huh?
Ah, see, I am very much refreshed.
The street's still empty. Mass meeting must still be in session.
See, I go by town hall. Everybody, very much excitement. Talk. Very bad.
Bad?
See, everybody very much mad. I think it'd be very bad for a guilty man if they find him.
Yeah? Say, you don't mean those old mossbacks have gotten themselves worked up for mob action?
I do not know, senor. It make me afraid to hear them.
What do you know about that, Doctor? As coroner and constable, looks like we'll have our hands full.
Andres, are you sure you're not overstating matters?
Oh, no, Doctor. No, it is as I say.
Here's Andrew Walters' place. Shouldn't have to spend much time here. Let's take a quick look-see and then go back to the cottage and look over the spoils.
Spoils?
Yeah, the papers. All right, step in. Oh, by the way, Andres, young Stanley's all right, I suppose.
No, he feels very bad. Carmel and Mr. Stanley's sister, they put him to bed on the lounge in the front room.
He'll be well taken care of. 2 solicitous young women.
There is no need for Carmel to bathe his head, I do not think.
Bathing his head, eh? That irks you.
Hi, Andres. Come here.
Si, senor Capitan.
So look here. You say you held a long conversation with Andrew Walters last night, just before you left to meet Carmel at the train.
Si, this is correct.
Where were you? Here in this living room?
This is it.
What did you talk about?
Well, he tell me how very happy he was to have Carmel and me with him. He said how he have been very lonely in 10 years he have been in this place by himself.
Yeah? Glad, huh? Didn't seem depressed or despondent?
Oh, no, senor. Very happy. When I left, he said, well, bless you, my son. He said this, and then he said, if Carmel, she is as agreeable as you, we will be very happy household.
Those were his last words to you, huh?
See.
And then, when you'd left, he went upstairs and hanged himself. What do you make of that, Dr. Croft?
Well, doesn't make sense, Captain.
Something's goofy, all right. So look here, Andres. Where does your uncle keep his private papers?
In this desk here. He have a small iron-bound box.
Huh? Know all about it, huh?
Well, when I come, he show me his will. And then I see him open up this bottom drawer where he keep the box.
You've seen his will, then?
Oh, for certain, man.
What did it say?
According to his will, he have give half of everything he had to Carmel, and the other half he have give to me.
Did he say how much?
Maybe $200,000-$300,000 in the bank. Besides all this property, of which there is maybe 1,000 acres.
$200,000 or $300,000 in the bank? You mean cash?
Si, senor Capitan. He tell me he's afraid of investments.
Well, we'll see if we can find that will. You say it's the bottom drawer?
Si.
Yeah, here's the iron box, all right.
It will lift right out, you see?
Yeah, it's got a combination lock on it.
See, there is a little black book in the top drawer. The little drawer there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, the combination is in it.
It is, huh? Just a lot of junk in here. Oh, wait a minute. This might be it. Dr. Croft, will you try the lock as I read the numbers off?
Yes.
Begin at 7.
7.
Then to 3.
3.
Back to 9.
9.
All right, now. Clear back to 1. And that's it.
Yes, that's it. It's open.
Not much in it.
Oh, there it is in that heavy envelope.
Yeah? Yes, here's the will. I'm getting quite a collection of papers.
Oh, but, senor, this will, it belongs to Carmel and me.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to talk about that one. Listen.
What you say?
Shh. Somebody coming into the house.
Jove.
They say a murderer always returns to the scene of his crime.
Why do you think it's the killer?
But who else?
At least we can surprise them. Nobody knows we're here.
Captain Friday, are you in here?
Oh, it's Gail Stanley.
What's she doing here?
Yeah, you two wait here. Miss Stanley, we're in here.
My cousin Carmel is with her.
Wait, stay here.
Hey, what's going on? Come on in here. Now, you too, Stanley.
Captain Friday, we had to leave. The whole village is down at your cottage.
Oh, what's the trouble?
Oh, please do something.
Carmel, what is it?
I tell you, Captain, they would have hanged us.
Hey, wait a minute now.
My word, it can't be that bad.
Oh, but it is.
Now, wait a minute. Stanley, you do the talking, the rest of you keep quiet.
Well, it was horrible. The first we knew, 20 or 30 people were in front of the cottage. They were yelling and throwing things.
What's that? Throwing things at my house?
Yes, and when I went to the door, somebody threw something and hit me in the face. Well, I slammed the door as quickly as I could.
By Jove. An old-fashioned mob, eh?
Oh, and they called us names and kept yelling to bring out Andres.
What? They called for me?
Oh, I'm a son of a gun.
Yes, and then we ran to the back of the house and crawled out the bedroom window and got away without them seeing us.
Jolly little party.
Martin thought you'd be over here, and that's why we came.
What do they want Andres for?
Maybe they think I kill all these people.
Just like those old mossbacks. They get screwy ideas sometimes.
Well, Captain, what are you going to do about it? Remember, you had yourself elected constable this morning.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do plenty. The crazy nitwits. I knew things would be popping, but I didn't expect anything like this.
Looks like they got themselves pretty well steamed up at their own town meeting.
Yeah, a couple of big mouths probably got up and gave them fire and brimstone.
Quite. Oh, see here, what are you up to?
Gonna go out and clean them up. Buckle my gun out in plain sight. That'll bring them down to earth.
Like company?
Okay, if you want to come along.
Enjoyed immensely.
Now, come on, then. The rest of you stay here till we get back.
Please, do you think it's safe?
There's nothing to worry about. Now, Stanley, you and Andres take care of the girls.
Oh, Andres, everything's so awful.
Oh, please, you must not be frightened.
If there is danger, I will not let it hurt you.
Martin, lie down, please. You're so sick.
Looks like we came to Holmen for our own funerals instead of putting Dr. Sims in the ground.
Oh, please, Martin, don't be so morbid.
Fine business getting shot at by my own uncle. Dead uncle at that.
Oh, it's the most terrible thing I ever heard of.
You don't think Captain Friday and Dr. Croft will let anything happen to us, do you?
What can they do? Didn't the thing that shot at me knock out Captain Friday?
Well, me, I think the Capitan will do plenty.
Rod, he's in the same boat with the rest of us.
But they have the whole village turned against us. We're not only fighting something we don't know about, but the village, too.
But they're so brave. They'll fix everything.
Oh, please, my cousin, you do not worry, huh?
Personally, I'm going to keep my eyes on those fellas. You know what they're planning to do, Gail?
Martin, you shouldn't talk that way about them.
Yeah, well, they're looking for Dr. Sims' will. Captain Friday said he was going to hang on to it, too, if he found it.
Well, he has my uncle's will, too. I do not think he will do anything bad with it.
Well, you got a lot more faith in him than I have.
Martin, what in the world are you talking about?
Captain Friday's an old-timer here. He's got the lay of the ground. We haven't.
But I don't see what...
There's a lot of money involved in this thing. What's to keep him from grabbing it off? I tell you, he's slick.
Oh, don't be absurd. How could he? And even if there were no will to the law, I'd see that we got what was ours.
Yeah? How do you know what angles he may have?
Well, I do not think so.
I don't care what you think. Mighty funny the way he and this Croft guy took us in. Keeping us where they have an eye on us. Only telling us what they want us to know.
You mustn't say that about Dr. Croft. I like him.
Well, I'd like to know something about him myself.
Well, if Captain Friday say he is all right, that is all I care.
Bunk.
Oh, I don't know what to do.
Besides, it seems to me if you wish to not stay at the senor's home, you do not need to. Why you don't go about your own business?
Go out and get torn to pieces by that fool mob?
Well, then, it seems to me if you accept the Capitan's protection, you should not say this sort of thing about him.
Preaching, huh?
If you wish to call it that.
You make me sick.
You stop talking about Andres like that.
Pipe down, kid.
Martin.
This is enough. I do not care if you are hurt. You say one more little thing like this to my cousin.
Oh, for the love of Mike.
And if you wish to speak with me in future, you please to change the tone in your voice.
I think you deserve that, Martin.
Oh, please, we mustn't quarrel. Everything will be all right if we just keep...
All right, here we are. The war's over.
They didn't hurt you?
Do I look hurt?
Well, where's Dr. Croft?
I sent him over to Doc Sims' house to check on things.
What right does he have over there?
Uh-oh. What's the matter with you, Stanley?
He's always irritable when he isn't feeling well.
Oh, cut it out, Gail. I want to know what business Dr. Croft has in my uncle's house alone.
Well, if you must know, we found Doc Sims' body sprawled on the stairs over there.
Oh,
Doc Sims.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And we locked it in the study. I asked him to drop in and see that it was all right before coming back.
The body of my uncle?
That's what I said.
And was he dead?
You never saw a deader body.
But I saw him. I saw him. I saw him raise the gun and shoot me.
Yeah? Well, you haven't got anything on me. Just the same, we found him stone dead.
Please, things like that can happen. In the convent, they taught us that when
Yes, I know. See here. The moment we're in Andrew Walter's house. You're all to come upstairs. We'll take a look at the room where he hanged himself.
Please, do I have to go?
I'm afraid so, Carmel.
Oh, no.
Just for a moment. Just to point out the place where you first saw the body.
Please, senor. I could do that.
It'll be necessary for both of you to go.
But not Martin and me.
No, if you two would rather wait in here alone.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. Dr. Croft will be over any minute now.
Found the body of that half-wit Hartley boy yet?
Please, why did you have to say that?
Just wondered.
Oh, cut it out, Stanley. You know Carmel's uneasy about visiting that room upstairs. Well, come on, let's get it over.
Please close the door when you go out.
The last time I was on these stairs...
Oh, please, Colonel. You do not think about it. Just hang on to me, huh?
But they're so dark.
You coming?
Si, senor. We're almost behind you.
I'd rather not go in.
No, you will be brave for Andres, eh?
All right in here. Plenty of daylight in this room. Just the stairway and the halls that are dark.
Oh, please take me away from here.
Now then, the body was lying on the cot. Was it, Andres?
Si, senor. But where is the cot?
Oh, we used it to carry the body to the morgue. Just where was the cot sitting when you saw it?
Over there against the wall. Just to the left of this window.
All right, Carmel?
Yes. Yes, let's go away.
Look out, Captain! Look out!
Andres, you shot!
I've got him, Captain! I've got him!
Hang on, Dr. Croft. I'm coming. Where are you, Dr. Croft?
At the bottom of the stairs!
I'm coming.
Roll all the way down the stairs with him. Get a light, man.
Lying still. Must be knocked out.
Here's my flash. Look here, Doctor. It's Rich Hartley's half-wit boy.
Captain, you mean I rolled down those stairs with a dead man in my arms?
The entire population of the Holmen City morgue, for some unaccountable reason, appears to be rising up in arms against the living. First, old Doc Sims, dead of natural causes. Then, an attack by Andrew Waters, dead by hanging. And now, finally, the Hartley boy, shot through the heart, has invaded the haunts of living people, apparently in a direct attempt to commit murder. This is the weird and wonderful story of Dead Men Prowl. Chapter 6, entitled Life History of Prowlers, will come to you next week at this same hour. You are listening to Adventures by Morse.